What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 122. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by Bryant, got Ash Destroy 'em, and Phaneckswhy. Sorry, I didn't do the proper introduction because, for whatever reason, the podcast thing did not change when I pressed the podcast scene on OBS. So I had to manually do it. That's why I quickly just said Bryant. Sorry. But of course, we know we got the Yeah, we got the dress fear, the dominant. We got the fanboy himself, and of course, the great Ace Attorney. Well, I know you like Apollo Justice. What was his like? I don't know his title. I guess you could say. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Okay. Chords of Steel. Okay. The what was Phoenix Wright's nickname? That's it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. That's weird. Anyways, we do got quite a bit to talk about today. We're going to be giving our predictions on the Pokemon Presents that's coming the 27th, as well as talk about did Jim Ryan ruin PlayStation? We'll definitely have some thoughts on that because some information came to light recently, and to me, it kind of, it just kind of says what I've been thinking already and what I've said multiple times on the podcast. But we'll talk about that later. As always, don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button or follow on Twitch or TikTok if you're watching here. We do the podcast every Sunday, so you can catch us here. And we also have a stream on Thursday, group stream. And then Friday, I usually do a solo stream. And on YouTube, I do a video at least once a week, or at least try to do a video once a week. So let's go ahead and dive in and start with what we've been playing. We'll start with you, Bryant. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Loved it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
a lot of obscenities have been yelled over the past couple days trying to finish a lot of these time trials and stuff. But I don't mind the fact that there's not a lot of enemy variety. I assume that's going to get fixed in Gravity Rush 2 because it was a PlayStation 4 game natively, so I'm sure they made a lot different enemies and it looks a lot. Yeah, I think Gravity Rush looks pretty good actually for a Vita game that's blown up to PlayStation 4. But so I imagine Gravity Rush 2 will look even better, and I assume the color palette is way better because Gravity Rush is just kind of a lot of tones of like green and purple, but it's kind of hazy looking. It's cool. Like it kind of has a nice little aesthetic for the art style and everything. But I really think that Gravity Rush 2 is gonna be like a breath of fresh air. I'm glad I didn't play it yet before I played this because I have a feeling that if I would have done two first, that it would be really hard to go back to one. So I'm gonna finish it. Don't know. I'm gonna platinum it. Depends if there's missable trophies in it or not. And then I'm gonna probably move on to Gravity Rush 2. I am still playing also Final Fantasy VI. Nothing really new to report on that front. Still not seeing how it's better than Chrono Trigger. But that's what I've been mostly playing and trying to get through this weekend.
Real quick before we move to the next person, are you guys getting feedback from my mic at all?
Yeah.
Not.
You
Oh,
are?
I don't think anything.
I'm not noticing.
Ash, you are?
Like, what do you mean by feedback?
Like, are you hearing noise? So I'm looking at my Discord
Oh,
thing. Oh, how it goes green and it keeps popping
yeah.
green for some reason.
No noise. I don't hear
Hmm.
hear no noise from you, so I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, I wonder what that is. Yeah. I'm just freaking out because like when I wasn't talking and Brian was talking, I noticed it was going green. And it just kept like blinking green and I'm not saying anything. So I was like,
Okay.
yeah,
No, it sounds pretty clear to me.
yeah, and I can't see on OBS or anything like that because it kind of like hold on. Yeah, now it's quiet. I don't know. What is that? It's weird. Anyways, yeah. No, Gravity
I'll
Rush
let you
is
know.
yeah, let me know. If you do hear feedback, let me know so I can change that. Gravity Rush is a great game. I played it on the Vita when it came out. I don't think I got it when it came out. I think I got it free. I want to say when the PlayStation hack happened, Gravity Rush was a free title. I'm almost positive you got two Vita games as well because I know for a fact I never paid for Gravity Rush or Uncharted Lost Legacy. Maybe they were PS Plus games. I'm not too sure. I don't remember, but I know I got them both. Or not Lost Legacy. I'm sorry. Uncharted. Is it Golden Abyss? Yeah, Golden Abyss. The
Yeah.
Vita game. Those games I got them both. And Gravity Rush was amazing. Like I went through it. The world, like you said, is amazing. It feels like
It feels like a Ghibli game,
yeah. It
or it feels like
has
a Ghibli art style.
yeah, it's
The
a nice
whimsical and all
vibe. The
that.
cutscenes are cool because they're very like manga slash like comic book inspired for the cutscenes, which is cool. And they continue that in Gravity Rush too, which is pretty awesome. There was a lot of cool things about Gravity Rush. I will say though, I think the biggest issue with playing it because you're playing on PS5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe the reason why it feels very finicky is because the motion controls were better on the Vita itself. So between the
Mm.
touch pads on the back that you had to use and the motion controls, it was a lot easier to traverse. Because I know I did play the remaster a little bit on the PS4, and I did notice that it was a little bit harder to control than on the Vita.
What did you use the touchpads for on the back of the Vita?
I don't. I think that's how you would navigate, like when you do the sliding. She
Yeah,
like in
yeah.
slide. I think
Oh,
when
that's
you
how you
press
slide
and
with that?
hold, yeah, that was how you would slide. And then if you're
Gotcha.
moving, I believe yeah, you press and hold, and then you can move, and then that's how she'll slide. Whoops,
Oh,
that's how she'll slide like left and right and stuff like that.
yep.
So I do believe that's how that was. I don't remember. I have to
In the
replay it.
in the remaster on PS4, you just use L2 and R2 to do the slide.
Yeah,
Makes
no,
sense.
the gyro was just it felt better, even though I don't like gyros in games
I
for the
don't
most part.
usually either.
Yeah, there's very few games that I use the gyro. Ocarina of Time.
Splatoon?
Well, Splatoon, yeah. Ocarina of Time 3D. I did use the gyro. It was a little bit easier to get precise like hits with like the slingshot or the bow and arrow, stuff like that. So yeah, great game, great game. Ash, what you been playing?
Just the same game still. I'm just going through Sonic Mania and
Mhm.
Tales of Vesperia for the most part,
Nice,
but yeah, pretty much same games.
nice. What about you, fan? What you been playing?
Not much, really. Just still running around in Ocarina of Time.
Nice. Yeah, that
Nothing wrong with
port,
that.
the port's
Yeah, the
great.
PC ports. It's just fun to kind of just do whatever because all the mods and stuff that you can do on it. I kind of
Yeah,
just been running around, just messing around in the environment.
yeah, I highly recommend. the PC port. It's pretty cool, like all the stuff you can do.
Oh yeah,
Pretty neat.
it's insane. It's
Yeah.
insane. Like God, Jesus. Like
The-
as soon as they decompiled everything, it was over.
What can
know?
you do? Like, what are some examples?
So you can since they kind of reverse engineer the entire code of the N64 tiles, so it's not just Organ in Time, it's also Mario 64. They can essentially turn that legit game into a PC port. So instead of emulating it, they can legit like
So
rewrite the entire game in PC code, like
I
in C++
think he wants
or
to know like what you can do, like
Like,
what
Yeah, like
well,
what's
what's
features?
different
different?
about it. He's not asking about what they've done. He's asking about like
well,
what am I actually doing in the game? Like what can you do that I've been doing?
yeah, I'm getting to that because of that, you can legit add ray tracing, add more
Okay.
frame rate, essentially add a whole bunch of mods to it.
Mhm.
Literally turn the game into something completely different. That was all. That was a build up to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can
yeah.
add like the 3DS textures to it, which is pretty cool. There's like other mods you can do with it. You can change like your camera angle so that you're way far back. You could play it to make it look like you're playing a Link to the Past. So like you have an
Oh, that's
overhead
interesting.
look. What else? There's
I've got
like
a mod turned on where I have the bunny ears in the as adult Link.
Mhm.
So I run like because you run twice as fast with the bunny ears on. So
yeah.
I had that mod on so I can keep it on at all times.
Yeah, there's a boss rush
You'd be
mode
surprised
in
how
it.
slow you run.
There's the boss rush mode where you can choose like if you want it like easy, medium, and hard, and the bosses are different in difficulty. You can choose to refill your hearts after every fight or just do the normal amount of hearts. What else? There's randomizers, of course. You can do a lot of cool stuff you can do with the game and play around with
Damage
it.
modifiers,
Mhm.
double health damage, sort of stuff.
Unlock frame rate.
Make it harder, easier. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially just like extends like the game's further lifespan
Mhm.
of it, if that makes sense. So
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
All right. As for me, what I've been playing is actually, what's funny? I haven't been playing Golden Sun Dark Dawn, because I just wanted to play Kingdom Hearts again. So I
Yeah, I saw you were
finished.
playing that on Steam.
Yeah, I finished Birth by Sleep 0.2 Fragmentary Passage, which is the little like Aqua side story. Finish that. That's a very, very like easy. It's only 2 hours to beat. So beat that. And then I finished Dream Drop Distance as well, which that was a pain because I was there's a fight where you have to fight Ansem, and it was annoying. Like Ansem was super annoying. Yeah, it's just very annoying. I think my setup was not good because I don't remember it being nowhere near as hard when I first played it on the 3DS. And here I just kept dying over and over and over again. I'm like, man, what am I doing wrong? Like why do I keep losing? I even backed out, went ahead and changed my abilities. I forgot what they're called in the game. I changed all of that and I still kept losing. I was like, you know what? Screw it. But what I really like about Kingdom Hearts and playing this again just reminds me about a lot of this stuff is the story. I love the way Nomura did the story for Kingdom Hearts. Some people hate it. I love it because somebody who's really, into the lore of Kingdom Hearts, replaying it, I'm realizing some other things that I missed out or maybe I forgot. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, this is why this was happening. And I just didn't remember. So, yeah, I really do love that. I'm now playing Kingdom Hearts 3. And, like, I want to play it on stream. I'm just afraid because I did
Why?
Chain of
Uh-oh.
Memories. I did Chain of Memories on stream. And I kept getting copyright, not strike, but copyright
Mm.
claim every single stream because of the Kingdom Hearts music. And that's the thing, and especially this game. This game has Frozen in it, and it does the whole Let It Go, like it has the whole Let It Go cutscene and everything. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that, but I do
That's
want to
trouble.
play it. Yeah, so I'm like debating, but I'm playing it on my own because I've only played Kingdom Hearts 3 once. It's the only Kingdom Hearts game I've only played once. And as a fan of Kingdom Hearts, it's like I gotta give it another try because my personal take on Kingdom Hearts 3 was it was in nowhere near as good as any of the other Kingdom Hearts game. Maybe Recoded. Maybe it was better than Recoded, but out of all the other Kingdom Hearts game, I think this was one of the worst ones. Some people don't agree with me. A lot of people like Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm just the opposite. I think it was bad. Like
I
it
think
was,
it's like a 50-50 for the most part for
yeah,
KH3. So
yeah. It just felt like not good. It's just not good. Like I played Dream Drop Distance again, and I really enjoyed it. Really had a lot of fun. I'm going back into Kingdom Hearts, and the combat, it is fun, but we'll see if it'll continue to be that way. Because again, I haven't played it since like launch. I didn't even do the DLC because I'm like, I didn't have fun with this game. Why am I gonna go ahead and play the DLC? We'll see. We'll see where I land on Kingdom Hearts 3. But I'm probably also gonna download the 1.5 and 2.5 collection or whatever, so I can play Kingdom Hearts 2 again, because I've been wanting to play Kingdom Hearts 2 all over again. I've already beat one on Xbox Series X. I had played it when it was on Game Pass, and I beat Rechain of Memories recently on stream, not that long ago. I want to say it was sometime last year. So I probably won't play Rechain of Memories for at least another 6 months, and then I'll do that. But yeah, we'll see. But I've been playing that, and what else? That's really it. And like, on the side, I've been playing like Yoshi's Story, uh, Pokemon Puzzle League, smaller games on the side when I'm bored.
Are you playing Pokemon Puzzle League, the N64 version?
Yes.
Yeah,
And I also have Puzzle Champion on my Steam Deck and all my emulators. This Champion is also pretty good. That is the Game Boy Color one, and I really enjoy that. They need to come back with that. But we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about that later.
Tetris Attack.
Yeah. All right. I do have one little bit of small news that I wanted to mention, which was pretty interesting and maybe not interesting at all. But like, there was Sakaguchi does a lot of interviews on things that he's that he's done in the past, things that he's working on, and so forth. And he did talk about Nintendo again, and he talked about how before he went and partnered with PlayStation to do Final Fantasy VII, they really did try to convince Nintendo to use CDs for the N64. They just didn't go with it. And he was talking about how he really wished that they would have just stood with Nintendo. Like he wouldn't mind staying with Nintendo, but because he wanted to make a more movie-like feel for the next Final Fantasy, he went with PlayStation because of, unfortunately, that had the capabilities to do what he wanted. And it's kind of weird. Like it makes you wonder, like if we lived in another world where the N64 had CD versus cartridges, how much better would the N64 have been?
Yeah, I mean, Square and Nintendo had such a messy divorce over that too,
Mhm.
and it took a long time for Square to go back to Nintendo.
Nintendo. Mhm.
It would have been, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the cartridge versus CD format, it kind of differentiated Nintendo from Sony, because Sony was definitely going more of that movie route. Like they had kids games too and stuff,
Mhm.
but Nintendo was firmly in the same pocket as like NES and Super Nintendo. And then when PlayStation came around, they kind of evolved it. It's kind of like two separate timelines where Nintendo kind of stayed on their own path until they absolutely had to move off of it, and Sony kind of started a new thing. And I think that the fact that both those paths kind of still existed and they kind of evolved over time, I think that might have been for the best. But the timeline where the disk drive was still, where Nintendo got a disk drive on their next system, like that would have been a very interesting timeline, because Sony probably, maybe they never would have entered the market, and then
Yeah,
what kind of world would we be living in right now?
be interesting. Where Nintendo would be a powerhouse? I don't
Right?
know. That'd be. I mean, Nintendo's still a powerhouse, but like graphic wise,
Like
like
the powerhouse, yeah.
yeah, that'd be interesting. Very interesting world at that. But yeah, let's go ahead and start talking about our first big news since we're on the topic of PlayStation, and that is Shuei Yoshida. He was given a choice by Jim Ryan, right? So Shuei Yoshida used to be in charge of first party, right? So anything first party that PlayStation did, that was his job. But when Jim Ryan stepped in, they gave him a choice. He either went to be in charge of the indie, like area, like the indie stuff, or he leaves Sony. That was his choice. And tell me if that's not messed up, because A, if it wasn't for Yoshida, we wouldn't have a lot of the things that we have today that people loved. And I said this from the get go. The minute Jim Ryan came, things went weird. Sony's first party went to a totally different direction. And of course, we did see them close Japan studios, and they kind of wanted to like almost eliminate the Japanese side of PlayStation, which was what it seemed like. Outside of Astrobot, uh, that they kind of eliminated the Japanese side because there's really no studios, Japanese studios. There's no Japan studios. There's none of that. It's just Western studios. And a long time
Except for
ago,
like
mhm.
who makes Gran Turismo?
Oh yeah, not Polygon.
No,
I forgot. I forgot what their name
That's a
is, but
Japanese
yeah,
studio though.
that is yeah. And there's dumb. That's it. And it's like I said this years ago when we first started the podcast that Jim Ryan I think was bad
Polyphony.
for play. There we go. That Jim Ryan was bad for PlayStation, and this just kind of proves that. Yoshida of all people being dubbed down to like indie. I remember when he was doing it, I was like, that's kind of weird. Like the guy who's in charge of your first party is now in charge of just indie games. That makes no sense. What do you guys thought on this topic?
Honestly, I mean, Shuhei Yoshida is very beloved in PlayStation fandom for a number of reasons. The first one that kind of comes to mind is that him and Adam Boyes, I think that's his last name, Boyes.
Mhm.
They had that viral thing when the Xbox One got announced and the PlayStation 4 was announced or
Yeah.
whatever, where they did the how do you share a game and they just handed it to each other and it kind of like rubbed Microsoft's nose in it. That was a very cool viral moment that happened back then. And if you just listen to the guy talk, like you can hear his passion when he talks about games. You can tell he's
Mhm.
knowledgeable about it. He has had a lot of success, as you mentioned. A lot of the things that we love and are just such staples of gaming and PlayStation gaming are because of him or inspired by him at least. And then you have a guy like Jim Ryan that comes in and I mean, granted, PlayStation 5 is incredibly successful. It's made Sony money hand over fist, but I wonder how much of that is in spite of Jim Ryan rather than because of Jim Ryan. And you just look at the live service scene, you look at Concord and the live service stuff, the Last of Us multiplayer game that got canceled.
Mhm.
And there's just a lot of missteps I feel like Jim Ryan did where he was going where the puck was rather than where the puck was going and kind of caught Sony with their pants down. And I really feel like if they would have stayed focused on the mission of creating just really um, wonderful single player and maybe some multiplayer games, but mostly single player games, and just really focused on those exclusives and the exclusivity of their studios. They, I mean, again, so PlayStations are selling great and the platform's successful, but I just think with more exclusives and more of the focus that they were kind of going for originally. With their first party lineup, they would have had maybe even more success and more loyalty and new fans.
I agree. Like again, I felt like the PS5 era to me, this is the most disappointing in my opinion that Sony's ever been. Yes, they've had like Stellar Blade. Um, what else? I guess just Stellar Blade. Like,
That dark
the,
the Demon Souls remake is on it.
yeah, that's also
That was
good. And of course,
exclusive.
Astrobot. Yeah.
Astrobot, yep, Gran Turismo. I'm just trying to think of all the exclusive games because all the rest of them have gone to PC. Stellar Blade's going to PC.
Yeah.
The Last of Us 1 and 2 are on PC. Ghost of
Mhm.
Tsushima.
The
I
Horizon
mean, it's going to be
games.
Horizon games, God of War. Ghost of Yotei
Hmm.
is coming to PS5, probably this year, but I assume it's going to go to PC one day.
Hmm.
Helldivers is on
Yeah,
PC.
Rise of Ronin
Um,
was
Rise
on
of Ronin.
PlayStation. Now it's coming to PC.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I don't know. I wonder if Yoshida was still in charge. Would that have even happened? I don't think so. I think he would have kept everything on PlayStation only, honestly. But one of those things I guess we won't know. Ash fan, any takes on this?
I mean, it all just boils down to leadership and how, I mean, you can follow trends in gaming, but you need to be smarter on when to actually execute those trends properly when you're releasing a new game and stuff. And
Hmm.
with Jen Ryan's downfall with Concord, that was like a huge example of it because
Hmm.
at that time he was fantasizing about the game being as popular as Overwatch. I don't know how so many years ago, but like because of that literally cost him I don't know how many millions of dollars. I'm pretty sure it cost more than most Marvel budget movies, which is insane to me
Probably.
to think about. So it's just, you can still make those kinds of games. You can't just put all your eggs into one basket. I'm not saying Concord shouldn't have been made. Maybe, diversify your actual capital towards different IPs and stuff and still make the exclusives and everything, you'll be fine. Because I mean, if it was any other person other than Jim Ryan that was running PlayStation, Concord would have been fine. So so is other games that would have came out that could have been exclusive to PlayStation or something like that. But no, Jim Ryan had to be Jim Ryan and f up the budget for the most part. And the thing is that I fully agree with you, James, that the fact that the PS5 is literally the most disappointing generation, mainly because it's not the console itself that can't perform, is that the games that's supposed to be exclusive are mostly on PC now. There's a good reason why I always choose Nintendo Switch over the PS5 any day, not because of the raw performance, is that I can literally put a stack of games that are literally exclusive to the Switch. Meanwhile, with PlayStation, it's just paper, like paperweight, literally for the most part. So, yeah, it's just I'm just heavily disappointed. And like when the PS5 came out, I was excited for it, like everyone else is. But after like maybe 4 to 5 months, and once I start hearing that, hey, God of War is coming to PC, I'm like, what? I was a bit confused from there. I'm like, okay, this could be a red herring. They could just want to just like throw that game out to PC. Then Horizon Zero Dawn came out. I'm like, what? That's like a PS5 hella exclusive. What's doing on PC? And then it just keeps going in like a snowball thing. So I'm just like at this point, why would I need a PS5? You're literally giving me not a reason to have a PS5. And the thing is, this is coming from a perspective from a guy that already has a powerful PC. So for a person that's deciding whether to get the game on PC or PS5, I feel like the more logical conclusion would to go for the PS5, obviously, because that will be a way cheaper entry into gaming. $500 versus $800+ for a PC, right? Yeah. So, but for me, I already have a good PC, and the Switch is already providing all the exclusives that I want. So, I'm already set from there. But yeah, that's it for me.
No, I mean I agree. Like when you were mentioning that about like you can put a stack of games of like Switch versus PS5, like it's true. Like if you think of PlayStation exclusives, like we have a harder time trying to find a PlayStation exclusive than Nintendo Switch. Like we can probably name maybe more than 30 games. Granted, the Switch has been out longer than the PS5, but still.
Even still.
Yeah, like if we go just by the first PS5 is what, 5 years old now, or going to be 5 years old?
It'll be 5 years in November or whatever.
Yeah, it's almost 5 years.
Yeah, so we went based off just games that came out in the first 5 years of Nintendo Switch. We could probably still count probably over 30 exclusives just for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I know the Switch is a way less powerful system than the PS5. Well, for granted, PS5 is has more modern components compared to the Switch, but the point here is that at least like I could legit go to GameStop and I can pick out how many exclusives I can actually get for the Nintendo Switch and walk out with some physical copies of it, right? Yeah. And the thing, it's just I just wish that there was better competition when it comes to exclusivity, because at this point, like I'm still trying to find a reason to get a PS5 and I can't. Yeah. And Celebrate is already coming out within next month for a PC version, so I'm like, can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Oh well, PS5.
I thought it was coming out in June.
It's
next
June.
Oh, yeah. June. It is June. Yeah. My bad. Yeah. Oh, I'm already expediting the process because I'm
just
that
wish.
excited.
I wish.
I
guess Microsoft had any hand in doing that because they were just buying up studios left and right, starting this whole thing.
I don't think so.
Nah,
because I think like doing that, like, because if your competitor is buying all these game studios left and right, then they're trying to push all these games into their console and their platform, then your competitor's gonna be like, oh crap, what am I gonna do now?
Yeah.
Yes, I have these exclusives, but now all these developers won't have access to them anymore. Now I'm gonna have to pay my competitor to get their game on the platform.
I mean, that's good speculation on that, but I feel like Sony didn't have to do that. That's the problem, because back then they had a strong exclusive catalog comes to PS1 all the way up to PS4. So at that point, why would they even try to do that? Like
those
that
are
was
still older games, though, right? Mm-hmm. I'm talking about new games coming out. Microsoft was buying up all these studios, putting their new games on their system, on their platform, on Game Pass, all the stuff. So in all honesty, like Sony's kind of behind the whole game service, game streaming. They're trying to play catch up, and they're thinking Microsoft, oh, they're like playing the long game. We got to do something. And Nintendo's just back over here like, y'all can fight it out. We got our own thing going on. Like,
And I feel like
know.
Sony should have took that approach instead like Nintendo, because I feel like they were just fine by just releasing their own stuff.
I
their
don't
own
think they could
exclusives.
have, because like the way Sony got started was third party support. Like PlayStation only existed because the fallout
That's
from
true.
Nintendo, but then they got all these third party support to build their catalog.
That's true. They don't
But then
have
if all these
a
they don't have, like you said, like Sony Studios, PlayStation Studios that got shut down, doesn't exist anymore, right?
Mhm.
You
Japan
said that.
Studios.
So,
Yeah, Japan Studios
yeah,
got shut
Japan
down.
Studios got shut down. So that's poor mistake there. You've been saying. So if they did that, then they're like, well, now we got to figure out what we're gonna do. And I think, unfortunately, they made the wrong decisions, but it's a decision that they're gonna have to live with.
Yeah, it's when I look at that, like the issue with Sony is like they come out with a new game every 5 years or so. Because if we think Ragnarok Ragnarok would have been, no, Spider-Man 2 I guess was the last brand new game that came out, which would have been what, last year or the year before that? I
I
remember.
feel like it's just been a year. Let me look.
Yeah, because I can't remember, but yeah, no, I think it was 2 years ago. It didn't come out last year. It was the year before that.
It'll be
I
2
think it
years
came
in
out in
October.
2023.
Okay.
It came 2023. I think it came
Year
in
and a
like
half.
right after or before the Game Awards.
Yeah, so outside of Stellar Blade, which is not even first party, that's
Yeah.
if we're talking about just first
An
party.
exclusive.
Spider-Man was the last one. Before that, I think was God of War Ragnarok, and before that was Horizon Zero Dawn. They just like Sony as a first party studio. They don't have their games are way too expensive. I mean, you look at the budget on Spider-Man and all these other games are ridiculous high. B, they just don't have the manpower or the talent, one or the two, to push out as many games as Nintendo does. Like it's crazy how Nintendo pushes out so many first party content. And it's hard because when you think about how many studios, they just really have their own Nintendo studios, and then recently they've been buying all these other like micro studios to kind of be a part of them. Like Monolith Soft was not a first party studio for the longest, and then I want to say maybe 2 years ago, because I know we were on the podcast when they officially bought Monolith Soft. So like they've only been first party now for not too long ago, but you have that. What else you have? The Luigi's Mansion team. I forgot what they're called. Is it Level 5? Right? No, Level 5 is the other people.
Yeah, no, not Level 5 is somebody. Oh, crap.
Yes, something level. Next Level. Is it Next Level?
Next level
Yeah.
games. Next level games.
Yeah.
Yeah, next level games.
So Next Level just recently became a first party studio. What else? I want to say that's it. But then you look at their first party games. Astral Chain, even though it's not made by Nintendo, it's made by Platinum Games. That is a Nintendo
Platinum.
first party game. They own that franchise. They own Bayonetta now.
Nintendo
Bayonetta
published
2.
it, I think.
They publish it, yeah, but they also own it.
Yeah.
The
No, right. I'm
the
just saying
thing,
Nintendo
yeah.
published it. It
Yep.
was a Nintendo published game, Astral Chain.
But like, and that's different than say Stellar Blade, where Shift Up owns Stellar Blade. PlayStation doesn't own it. But on the reverse, Nintendo owns Astral Chain, so Astral Chain will not go to PC because Nintendo owns it. Same reason why Bayonetta 2 and Bayonetta 3 is not going to PC because Nintendo owns Bayonetta 2 and 3 and basically anything else Bayonetta outside of Bayonetta 1 because
They resurrected it.
Yeah, they resurrected it and they pretty much own the franchise now. Unless
It
they
wasn't
give it back
2
to
on
Platinum
Xbox at one
Games.
point, or is it just one?
No, just one.
Just one. Okay.
Yeah, two Nintendo like funded it, and then they now own the rights to like basically all of that stuff. But yeah, those are different than say Octopath Traveler, which Nintendo did help publish, but Square Enix still own those trademarks, and of course they updated it later on for Square Enix to have full rights. But yeah, Sony doesn't have that power, at least from what we can see, and this is going to continue. And they also have the Pokemon Company, which kind of just does their own thing on their side. So yeah, I mean,
they built a relationship with them.
mhm.
Is the thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what Sony fell off. Like they started being good partners with third parties
Yeah.
to get their stuff on their console, built real well all the way up to the PS5 or PS3, and then things just kind of slowly trickled away.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you look at PS4, even then, like outside of the first party exclusives, like third party exclusives wasn't many. I mean, I'm trying to think. Yeah, it wasn't really many.
There was some timed ones, like Nier Automata was a timed exclusive
That was,
that
you're right.
eventually came to Xbox. I'm just trying to go through my head, like all the did what was that Medium Out Dreams? Was that a PC simultaneous release, or did that come out later
No,
on
that was
PC?
only the Dreams. I don't think it ever came out on PC. That was
It didn't. Oh, yeah, I
PlayStation
don't
only.
think you're right. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
PlayStation only. Um,
Little Big
Last of
Planet 3
Us.
was exclusive, I guess. But
I
that's
mean, The
first
Last
party.
of Us. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, as far as like third party, yeah, you're right. Nier Automata was timed for a little bit, and that's about it.
there might be
Um,
more, but I'm blanking.
yeah, I'm blanking too. I'm trying to think. I mean, Kingdom Hearts for a
I
long
didn't.
time. No, Kingdom Hearts 3 was released on Xbox at the same time, so never mind. But the older games were still
Yeah,
PlayStation exclusive for a while.
when I said The Last of Us before, I didn't realize you were talking about third parties exclusively.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, I think this just confirms Jim Ryan ruined Sony, and I don't know. He was bad for PlayStation. That's just facts. He was bad for PlayStation, and I think PlayStation would have been something else today if he wasn't in charge. That's just me. All right, let's go ahead and talk about our last topic of the day, and that is Pokemon Day. Pokemon Day is February 27th, and we also have a Pokemon Presents that will be airing at 9 p.m. Eastern on February 27th, which I'm super excited about. Before
You
we
streaming
start
that?
talking about that, no, I worked that day, so I'll be watching it off
Mm,
stream, and then after that, I have to go right into work. I thought about it, but it's not enough time. I personally don't feel comfortable with like, or I gotta hurry this up, and then I jump and I have to go into work mode. But I want to show you some cool stuff because all around they are doing Pokemon Day like events in GameStop and Best Buy and stuff like that. So I got some cool free goodies for Pokemon Day. Starting off with
Oh,
the
nice.
little like what are they called, Mega Blocks or whatever. I got this little Bulbasaur Mega Blocks figure, which is kind of cool. You have to build them and stuff. That was neat. And
Nice.
then this, there was only a few of these, so I'm happy I got this. But like, if you guys are familiar with Gundam, you have the little build kits and stuff like that for Gundams.
Yeah.
This is the same thing, but for Pokemon. And I got this cool sleeping Pikachu that you had to build. I was
Oh,
like,
that's awesome.
yeah, like this one. So I have it right here underneath my monitor. I was like, this is pretty dope. Uh,
Where'd you get to do this?
this was at Best Buy. Yeah, they had
Man,
a
you didn't tell me.
I should have said something. You're right, I should have. But they had
Mm,
a Pokemon professor there. And Pokemon professors, for
that's
the
cool.
people who do like the Pokemon TCG stuff, they'll know what a Pokemon professor is. But he's basically, I guess, somebody who like teaches you the game, but he will also battle you. And
That's
I was asking like, what is his like role in this? Oh shoot, what the heck did I just do? Mario fell on
That
my
happened a few
keyboard and
days
it
ago,
did
I assume.
something. This was Saturday. What the heck just happened here? Oh no, I went
So
to full.
yesterday.
My OBS went to full screen. I don't know how to get out. Have you ever
Escape.
F11. There we go.
Oh, I see
F11.
here. Yeah, on Best Buy's website, February 22nd from
Yeah.
noon to 4. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so they the Pokemon professor, right? What he was there, he had to set up a table. And then what you would do is there's two options. If you choose to play, like to learn to play the game, he'll teach you how to play the game. And he gave you a free deck. And you got to choose like your starter Pokemon, kind of like a Pokemon professor does. So he'll have you like he'll say, what starters do you have, and he gives you 3 different starter decks, and then you choose which one, and then of course you go on and you start. He teaches you how to play the game, and at the end that deck is yours. If you are already a TCG player, he will battle you, and he had a separate deck that's an expert deck that he will battle you against. And the third thing he would do was he had a binder for trades. So he had a bunch of rare Pokemon, and he was willing to trade with other players there, which is kind of cool. And then they had promo cards that they were giving out as well, which was neat. And then they had another table where they had Pokemon Scarlet and Violet set up. and they had predetermined Pokemon like boxes, battle boxes set, and then you can go ahead and play against other players. I'll tell you this, it was packed there. There was a lot of people there coming in and learning about it. They had the Pokemon music from Nintendo Music playing from Scarlet and Violet and all that stuff. They had all that going on. It was cool. It was fun. They gave out. Let me see. Do I have it here? Oh no, I put it over there. They gave out like a bunch of like stickers, um, and some other stuff, some lanyards and things like that. So it was cool. It was a cool event. If there's a Pokemon Day like event in your area, I definitely would recommend going to it because it was fun. If it's as good as the way they presented this one, because that was kind of cool. But yeah, let's talk about the Pokemon Presents. So typically, there's always a Pokemon Presents in February, and this one's gonna be interesting because as of right now, the only game that we know that they're doing is Pokemon Legends ZA, but we've seen no footage of it whatsoever. There's speculations on what it's going to be because they didn't really say anything about the game. They just showed off a trailer showing Luminous City, which is the main city, like the main city hub. It looks like Midgar, where it's a big circle, and then of course you have like their version of the Eiffel Tower in the middle. But we don't know how it's going to be because Pokemon Legends Arceus was in the past, right? So it took place years before Diamond and Pearl. Is this going to be the same thing because the Legends game? Because it kind of looks more futuristic than like Legends or Legends Arceus does. So this is going to be very interesting. We as far as that goes. The other thing is there's been rumors and speculation that they're also going to announce either a remake of Pokemon or maybe finally we'll get Pokemon ports. Going back to what I was talking about earlier, one thing that I do hope comes to Nintendo Switch Online is Pokemon Puzzle Challenge because I do love Puzzle Challenge. It is the same as Puzzle League, but it's also different. The little like story mode it has is pretty cool. And it has cool music. It has really, really good music. I really love Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. Did you ever play that one, Bryant?
Um, yeah, I did. I absolutely owned that. You're right. It is a little different. The aesthetic is different enough where it kind of feels like its own thing because Puzzle League was very much around that whole. Was it up to 4 players or was it only 2 players?
You can only do 2 players. I thought it was up to 4 players too, but yeah, it's only two
Yeah, it was
players in that.
2. Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of felt like what was it called? Puzzle Challenge on
The
Game
Game
Boy.
Boy, yeah, Puzzle
Yeah,
Challenge, yeah.
it was Game Boy Color, right?
hmm
Yeah. It felt like it was more centered around like this is an individual that has a portable game system that wants to play it, whereas the N64 version seemed very focused on a multitude of modes and
Yeah.
multiplayer. And I think didn't it have FMV too? It had like
Yep.
some Pokemon animate cartoon and stuff like that in it.
Yeah.
So you're right, they did feel different enough.
Yeah. That's why I feel like it has to come to Nintendo Switch Online. But not only that, like when it comes to Nintendo Switch Online, every Pokemon game that is available, it's not a mainline game. We have Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Puzzle League. So they're all N64 games too. And then I think the only GBA game is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red, which is weird because there was a remake of the same game on the Nintendo Switch. It's like, why would you put the original and have the remake there at the same time? Like that to me
They should
made
have done that with
no
Mario
sense.
RPG too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you might as well put that on there too. But that was a weird thing to have. So I'm hoping we get something into Nintendo Switch Online. Red and blue would be nice. Silver and gold would be cool. I would prefer just Ruby and Sapphire. It's GBA era. I think GBA is just, I don't know, awesome.
Better.
Yeah, the GBA games are as much as I love Red and Blue and Gold and Silver, the GBA games are probably, how can I put it, more, I guess, easier to get into because they feel more modern compared to the other ones.
No
Um,
graphics,
mhm,
controls,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, speed because
art style. Yeah,
Pokemon Red and Blue is very slow.
so slow.
Yeah, if you don't play with like any type of speed up, it's slow. I was trying to get back into it. I'm like, yeah, this is hard to play
Just
without
like the
any type
battle
of,
animations just take forever.
yeah, your HP bar just like anytime you see it, it's like
Yeah, I
takes
remember that.
forever. So
Pokemon Blue was my first RPG, so
yeah,
it has a very special place in my
mhm.
heart. But you're right, it probably hasn't aged well in almost 30 years, which is crazy to
No,
say out loud.
yeah, I mean if they have like Fire Red and Leaf Green, which were the remakes, right? That would be better. Though I will argue that I think the original Red and Blue has a better soundtrack than Fire Red and Leaf Green. And I'll say the same thing for I think the original Silver and Gold has a better soundtrack than Soul Silver and Heart Gold.
Did they change it? They changed the soundtrack, or they like remixes?
They remix it, like it has the like similar music, but I think they changed it too much that it doesn't give the same vibe.
Mm.
Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu does a better job at giving you a similar vibe. Like I can listen to Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu's soundtrack more than I can listen to Fire Red and Leaf Green. What's up, man?
So about Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu.
Mhm.
Do you think they're gonna make another one of those games up in one of the other regions?
I would hope so, because what made that game unique was the multiplayer part. And that game I played with my wife, and it was really fun. Like she was having a blast, I was having a blast, and I'll never forget playing that with her because it was very fun. At night she'll come and say, "Okay, let's play Pokemon. Let's go ahead and play." I was like, "Cool." We went through the whole game. We beat the Elite Four together and everything, and it was fun. I would
Because
hope so.
I'm thinking they could go like do Johto next,
Yeah,
and just they can keep it the whole Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee theme if they want.
yeah,
But I think that might confuse people because they're like, which version is this,
yeah.
right?
That's true.
So at that, like, okay, so which main Pokemon would you choose for the title of those games?
Yeah, let's go. I don't know. Let's go like Umbreon. Let's go Espeon. Would be the only thing I can think of because those were new evolutions for Let's Go Pichu, Let's Go Espeon or something like that. Because Pichu was new to Gold and Silver, and then Espeon or Umbreon were new to Gold and Silver as well as an evolution. So that would kind of work. I don't know what else you would add in it, but it would be cool. I don't think they will though because the Pokemon Go fad is kind of like gone down. The whole point of Let's Go was because of
Yeah.
Pokemon Go. But I would like that same concept, and it doesn't have to be exactly like Let's Go, right? Like let it be just a normal Pokemon game, but let it have multiplayer. If you can give me that, I would have a blast with whatsoever. But if it's the same, I would still buy it, and I'm sure a lot of people will because it's just revisiting their childhood. What do you think, Ash?
Repeat some of it again. I'm sorry.
We're talking about if there's a Let's Go like Gold and Silver version. You think that
Oh,
would be cool? Like you think people would
y-
still pick that up?
yeah, yeah. I think so. I mean, I haven't seen a good amount of people talk about the game, but I feel like that would be a nice sequel to Let's Go Eevee. No, it's not called Let's Go Eevee, right?
Yes, Let's Go
Is it?
Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that exactly. So, um, mainly because I feel like I need a second chance on trying to get that limited edition Pokeball for the game. That'd be really really nice. But it's kind of like a premium version of Pokemon Go, and
Mhm.
I want them to continue that 1,000,000% because a lot of gamers need to go outside. So
I was saying earlier, like I don't think they would because Pokemon Go has kind of died down. Like it's not the same.
yeah, I just remember like I think a couple of weeks ago I was reading about something where apparently Pokemon Go was a whole entire experiment to gather all the geo data around the world or something like that.
Hmm,
Definitely look into that. It was
really? I wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised. Like it worked.
yeah, it worked, but yeah, it was the entire point of it is to literally gather every single data across the world to make this super AI GPS or something like that. I was reading into it and I was like, wow, that is an insane plan right there. God.
Well, I did also see that Niantic might be selling everything to somebody. I think Saudi Arabia or something like that.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Yeah, like I saw that like they're selling to somebody. I forgot, or they might. I'm like, oh man, like here we
yeah,
go with that.
yeah, definitely read into that. But I'm just like, wow. And I'm kind of shocked that like not that many people are actually talking about that because that's just insane.
Yeah.
They literally basically told you, hey, collect all this data for us, but let's put the Pokemon skin over it. You
Yeah.
know, it's crazy.
And now they have a Pokemon or not Pokemon. They have Monster Hunter. What's it called now? They had a Witcher game also. They
Mhm.
had some other game. They had a few. A Harry Potter game, I think, was the other one, but I think that one flopped. And they also had the Minecraft one, if you remember. There was like a Minecraft one, or maybe it never came out and it was supposed to come out.
I didn't know they had other games, honestly.
Yeah, there's some other games that they were working on there.
I mean, the Let's Go game does the Pokemon Go just for capturing, right?
Yeah,
Other
you
than
have
that,
to
you still
throw
battle like you
the.
would normally.
Yeah, you would the battles were normal. It's just the capturing. You have to like flick your Joy-Con, and then that's how you would or you would do the thumbstick. If you
And
didn't want to do that.
and with it, if you guys remember the Pokewalker when Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out,
you could
the
put
Pokewalker, the Pokewalker is literally similar to the Pokeball I was just talking about earlier with the Pokemon Let's Go stuff, if anything. So it's not going to be like with Pokemon Go where they gather all the data that you're as you're walking around or running around or something like that. So, but
Yeah, the Pokeball, the limited edition controller. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you could put your Pokemon in there.
yeah,
And it and it could make noises too, depending on what Pokemon you had in there. It would
Yep.
make the noise of that Pokemon in there, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's essentially a modernized Pokewalker. Man, whenever I got that limited edition, like day one when it came out, I was so obsessed with that Pokewalker. I would legit take that thing everywhere with me. I think it's probably because I kind of miss playing what's it? No, it's not that. It's the whole thing before the Pokewalker. I forgot what it's called. Is it called Tamagotchi?
Yeah, Tamagotchis. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to mess with Tamagotchis a lot as well. So
That's
when
what
I saw
the Daima things, I keep calling them Tamagotchis. Like
yeah,
the Guardians of the Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Tamagamis.
Tamagamis. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's fun stuff. I hopefully they continue, but like you said, maybe not. Who knows? I just like to see a sequel of it because I feel like it did well. You know.
What's
So.
everybody predicting for this Pokemon Presents? Let's start with you, Ash, since you were just last talking. What's your prediction?
I'm assuming they're going to talk more about Pokemon Za. I'm assuming,
Mhm.
or maybe not. I don't know if they're going to try to release this game for the Switch or try to mainly release it only for the Switch 2 or something like that.
Mhm.
Because not now at that point they're kind of at a standstill if they're mainly just trying to release this only for the Switch 2, so that way they can I guess guaranteed good performance compared to last generation or something like that.
Yeah.
But if not, and they're trying to release on both Switch and Switch 2, definitely Pokemon Za, because that was the biggest thing that people were talking about from the last Pokemon Presents. And other than that, hopefully they announce some sort of remaster or remake from older gen Pokemon game. I'm assuming because they've been doing that, and then they're probably gonna do a remaster or remake for Pokemon Black and White. So
Yeah, I can see Black and White. What about you, Fan?
I mean, I like to see them do a remake. I mean, what was it? Was it called Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl?
Yeah.
Shining Pearl. That was fine because I never played that generation of Pokemon.
Mhm.
I actually prefer the art style to Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu more.
Yeah.
So if they were gonna do a remake, I would prefer that art style.
I agree with you.
They should probably, they should probably do one of the generations. Which, I mean, probably what, Black, White.
They should.
Or-
I mean, they have the best music in there, honestly.
Yeah.
I would agree.
And I
That's what I'm
still,
thinking of. I mean, like that'd be the one I'd like to see them do is Black and White.
yeah, because I can't get over the low health music in battle. It's so
The
great.
only game that has that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just that caught me off guard when I was first playing. I was like, wait, what? They made a beat out of this? That's crazy. That's when you know creativity was flourishing in there, man.
Mhm.
We need that Game Freak back, honestly.
The soundtrack in Black and White is so good. Like, I mean, all the Pokemon soundtrack is good. I think Sword and Shield, I think, is his weakest. In my opinion, the weakest in the franchise in terms of soundtrack. Like, I wasn't a fan of Golden Sun, but Golden Sun. I wasn't a fan of Sun and Moon. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of Sun and Moon, but Sun and Moon had a really banging soundtrack. Like, it was really, really good.
Makes sense.
What else? Scarlet and Violet was pretty good too. Like, I really liked the soundtrack. They did a good job with the soundtrack. Not as good. Dude, it's hard. So Black and White is probably up there in terms of my favorite soundtrack, but I might have to give it a Diamond and Pearl. I do think Diamond and Pearl has a better soundtrack overall.
I'm like, I'm actually like stuck between either Diamond and Pearl or Black and White, mainly because with Diamond and Pearl, they had one of my favorite like soundtracks of all time. It's within the Pokemon franchise, of course, and I think it's called Route 203. I think. Let me look through that.
Is that the snowy place?
No, it could be a different route theme, and I know this is in Brawl. It could be Route 203. I have to double check, but that
You talking
one
about
I love.
in Black and White?
No, in Diamond and Pearl.
Hold on.
Yeah, let's do some quick research on that one because I know it's a route
Yeah, I have
something.
it here.
I'm yeah.
Can you hear it?
No.
Hold on, I'll put it in. Oh shoot! What the heck? Just my mouse died.
Oh dang.
Yeah, it's been blinking
They
red
did-
for like 2 months, so
Oh
that's fine. Hold on.
crap.
Luckily for you, I have batteries.
Oh my. Let me see. Let
There
me
we
try to
go.
look it up here.
Yeah, I don't think it's Route 203.
Yeah, it has to be Route something else.
Hold on,
But
let me.
that song is it's like my most favorite out of the Pokemon franchise. I'm like, I love it so much. Let me see.
All right, it might be loud. Oh shoot, wrong thing. Let me know if it's too loud for you guys. Oh,
Could
you
it be
guys can't hear it
209?
because I have I won't be able to play it because I forgot I'm using the stream and I have you guys will hear an echo of yourself. So never
Found
mind.
it. Found it.
it.
Yeah, it's Route 209, not 203.
209. Let's see which one is that one.
I can link it to the partner chat.
I already have it here. Oh, that one. You really like
Yeah.
that one?
Yes, it's my favorite. I love it, bro. It's just so tranquil, so nice. I want to walk through so many trails with that music, and then they made it even better in Brawl. It's so great. I don't know. I don't know what is with this song, bro. I love it so much. I feel like this is like a heavy underrated sleeper in the Pokemon franchise. I don't know.
So for me, like the one that sticks out to me, I don't remember what route it is. Shoot, hold on.
God, nostalgia. Oh my god. It slaps so hard, and then like for every official iteration you hear this, it gets even better. I recommend listening to the Brawl version of that. It gets even better from there. And then funny enough, I haven't played Brilliant Diamond nor Shining Pearl yet. So I bet you Route 209 in there sounds even better too. So
Let me see if I can find the one that I like, and then we'll get to Bryant because there's one that I. Let me see, where is it? I think it's. I mean, this 209 is the one you said you like.
Yep.
Not 209. It would be. Let me see. Do you remember what the snow area is called? What the name of the?
It's been a while,
town?
man. Bro, last time I played that was back in freaking elementary school. I forgot, man. It's been a while since I touched that game. I definitely need to revisit it with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and ignore all the naysayers about the graphics because I'm pretty sure it's essentially like the DS but 3D for the most part.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, just in 3D, and the cutscenes are a little bit better because they do go into like a more modern like cutscene, which was pretty cool.
Do they implement Giratina into the storyline by any means, or is he another hidden Pokemon just like an original vanilla Diamond?
He's a hidden Pokemon. So it's
okay, makes sense.
Route 216.
Route 216. Okay.
Yeah, so this one is one I've used it in my videos a lot, but like the Shining Pearl and Diamond, or Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl one is just amazing. I'll play this on stream so they can hear it. But it's such a chill track, so I don't know. All you guys need to put it on. This is like Bryant music while he's trapped in the freezing cold.
Music.
Yeah, while he's trapped in the freezing cold, he can chill to this song. Look outside, see the snow, you know. But yeah, this song's so chill. I have it playing on the podcast too, so
I'm gonna go
our
deaf
listeners
real
will be
quick.
able to hear it. So it is really tranquil, and it like around the like 45-second mark, it just bumps up. And it gets just so good, man. 10 out of 10 track.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one too. That's a good one.
Like, this whole soundtrack is just, I think I'm gonna have to say Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl better soundtrack,
Yeah,
or
I'll take
Diamond
a
and
word for
Pearl
it.
in general. Yeah,
I haven't like went through an entire Pokemon game in a good while, and I think the last one I played was actually X and Y. I think so. I think it's time for me to get back into it. So it could be Brilliant Diamond, honestly.
yeah, you should do it.
Yeah,
It's well worth it.
Yep.
All right, what about you, Brian? What's your predictions?
I really think they need to have the Switch kind of go out with a bang with some really good additions to Switch Online. So
Mhm.
Game Boy, maybe Blue and Red, maybe something Gold and Silver, or I forget what are the Game Boy. I know we're just talking about a bunch from the Game Boy Advance games. Like, just
Yeah.
put something on. Throw the Pokemon fans a bone. I mean, I've gone at length about um, where I am in my Pokemon fandom. I
Mhm.
was obsessed with it when I was in 6th grade, when I was 11 and 12 years old. And I had Pokemon Blue, and I brought it to school and traded with kids at recess and had battles. And we talk about it at school and the lunch table, and that, those are great memories. And I used to have it in my desk, and I'd play it in my desk while the teacher was talking, and I would try to like sneak it. And usually I was pretty good at that. Or I'd go into like the coat room and try to catch something or whatever. But anyway, um, I haven't played a Pokemon game for real, like really gotten into a Pokemon game since Pokemon Blue in '98. Because a friend of mine gave me a Game Shark, and he was like, "Hey, try this. You get unlimited rare candies, and you can catch you can catch all Mews, and you can catch all Mewtwo's and crap." And I used it, and then it deleted my save, and I was just devastated because I put so much time and love into that game, and it was just gone. And so ever since then, I've never been able to like get into it because that was kind of like my one true love, and it's never coming back. Um, so I'm interested to see. I remember you and I had a discussion that you think that Arceus would be a good place to
Mhm.
to come back to it because it's different and it's kind of updated, and it's a different feel than the other ones. And so I'm always curious to see what they bring, just because I know there are a lot of Pokemon fans that are like super into it, and so seeing what the hype level is from a Pokemon Presents is always fun. It's kind of like vicarious fandom.
Yeah.
I like seeing people excited about stuff that's coming out, even if I'm not super into it. But yeah, I really think that Switch Online is a must. They're going to talk about that new Pokemon. What's it, ZA? What's it called?
Yeah,
ZA or
ZA.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, ZA. Maybe there'll be like a surprise announcement, Pokemon Stadium 3 for Nintendo Switch or something, a random one-off. And I'm sure they'll have some mobile talk too, which probably won't be that thrilling, but that'll probably be
Yeah.
there too.
Pokemon Alarmo. We have Nintendo Alarmo, and then there's gonna be a Pokemon Alarmo. Like, I mean, I guess there's Pokemon Sleep already, but
I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah,
I might get the Nintendo alarm. I don't know, man. It looks so
yeah.
cool.
Best Buy is
it's
carrying
a
it
it's
now,
it's a
so
It's
it's a
cool, but
cool.
not $100 cool.
Oh,
It's
oh,
Yeah,
$100.
I thought it
$100.
was $20.
No,
No.
it's expensive.
hey,
Never mind.
the thing that I at the time I was thinking the only reason I would buy it was because you can listen to Nintendo tracks on there. But now we have the Nintendo Music app, so it's like, why bother? I can listen to all that music on there. Hopefully,
Damn.
maybe they'll announce. Speaking of music, hopefully they'll announce like some music drops. Like, now you can listen to all these soundtracks
Yeah,
on
that's good.
Nintendo Music because they have
$100 for
Scarlet
an
and
alarm
Violet
clock.
and Legends Arceus are the only Pokemon songs. So it'd be cool if they put the other ones on there. That'd be neat.
Yeah, I hope.
What about you, fan? What are your predictions? Did we go to you already, or
Yeah, I did it with me.
is it okay? I thought so. I thought I skipped you by mistake. All right, my predictions: ZA for sure. I think we're all here agree that ZA is going to be shown off because last thing we got was just a trailer, and that's it. We don't know anything else. I I want to think they're going to do one remake. That's just been their formula, right? One remake, one new game. One remake, one new game. In this case, we haven't had a remake or a new game. There was no new Pokemon games last year, like nothing. The year before that, we only had DLC, and then of course the year before that, we had Scarlet and Violet. So I'm hoping for something else. When will that come out, and will it be Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive? Like that's the thing. We're in this weird state where the Nintendo Switch 2 is so close. It's kind of hard to know what to expect between the two. I don't know what to expect between what's going to be there. ZA for sure. I would hope a remake, but I think I'm leaning more, and I agree more with Brian that I do feel that Nintendo Switch Online is going to be what they're going to promote. 'Cause I don't think we're going to get a remake. So the only alternative would be here's some games for Nintendo Switch Online. Hopefully it's red, blue, and well, not red, blue, and yellow. Hopefully it's like ruby, sapphire, and emerald. Like that'd be cool. Or just emerald. I'll be fine with just emerald because that's technically both games in one. And it's better, has more content and all that stuff. But Pokemon Puzzle Challenge would be cool. I mean, honestly, just put one for each what you call it, category, right?
Generation.
Yeah. Yeah, like for Game Boy, you can do like Pokemon Pinball. For Game Boy
I
Color.
loved that game. Okay, I take it
Yeah.
back. I did play the heck out of Pokemon Pinball, but that's not really the same thing.
You could do Pokemon Pinball for Game Boy, Pokemon Puzzle Challenge for Game Boy Color. I guess Game Boy Advance. I would love Emerald, but if they're gonna do that, they probably wouldn't do that. What's an advanced game? I mean, there's Pokemon Pinball as well for Game Boy Advance. I don't know what else they would do. I don't know if there's any other like spin-off titles on Game Boy Advance outside of like the Mystery Dungeon franchise, which I never cared for. But if you
Yeah, I
can do
heard those are
Emerald on
mid.
there, that'd be nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't like that style gameplay. I don't know what it's called, but like it's a genre on its own because there was a Digimon game. Digimon World 2 was like that, and I didn't like it. It's just not my style overall. But yeah, I think ZA for sure and some Nintendo Switch Online stuff for sure. And then let's hope for some Pokemon stuff on Nintendo Music because they have some really good music. Cool. Any last comments or anything like that before we end the podcast? Told you it was gonna be a short one. Like we're at like
Bryant.
yeah, Brian just ended. He's like, no, I'm out.
I didn't mean to do that. No, we usually go like between an hour and a half and 2 hours. We're 15 minutes early. 15 minutes early. It's not that. It's
Yeah.
not that much shorter.
Yeah, it's usually been 2 hours. Were you gonna say
Oh,
something?
speaking of which,
Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna. For sure, we're streaming that Switch to Prezzo, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
We will be here. If
Yeah,
if I have to go solo, I'll go solo, but I will be here.
No soloing. What's that anime called?
Solo leveling.
Level.
Yeah.
Yeah, no solo
solo
leveling
leveling.
here.
Yeah.
No. I'll be there. I'll be there right beside you, and for the Monster Hunter Wilds trailer
I'm
drop
telling you,
for
if
Nintendo
it
Switch 2.
drops for Nintendo Switch 2,
That's what they start with.
Yeah, I am gonna
That
be
will be
laughing
the
so hard.
honestly it fits because Nintendo Capcom have been good buddies, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it was Monster Hunter was big on like Wii U and
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
that
Wii
stuff.
U,
3DS.
3DS. Yeah, like it's
Wii.
funny.
Mhm. I would laugh so hard if they did. If
It'd
they
be a good
did
laugh.
that.
It'd be
Yeah.
memey.
But no, for sure we're gonna be doing Nintendo Switch 2 because Nintendo Switch 2 is gonna be lots of fun. I'm sure Nintendo
Almost a month
will.
away.
Yeah, almost a month, and I know it's gonna be fun. The stuff they're gonna be showing up is gonna be good. I can't wait. I'm excited. Like I'm in this like limbo like area with my Switch where I don't want to play it because every time I play, I'm like, man, this is probably gonna look better on the Switch too. So let me stop. But at the same time, I still want to play these games. So I'm like this limbo area with it. Still love my Switch. Switch is still a good.
Yeah, I
good
just
phone.
bought that. Was it Tales of whatever? I
Graces.
just posted.
Which one?
Oh yeah, Graces. Yeah,
Oh,
Tales of
nice.
Graces.
Nice.
'Cause it
Goodbye.
was-
Goodbye.
Because it was on UBC for like $10 off of free shipping
Oh,
for a PS and Switch.
I want to get that. So I will say that that's one thing that I saw. Like I walked by the Marvel vs. Capcom like physical copy in Target. They had that there. I was like, man, as much as I love using my Steam Deck and ROG Ally X, like there's just something about physical games. I mean, you can't go wrong. Like I have so many physical games that I had to use this thing. This is to my bag that I carry my accessories for, and I put them in here, and then I don't know where my other thing is, but I have like a bunch of stuff that has games, and I have so many loose games. I think I counted. I had like, what does that have? 4, 8, 12, 16, at 24, 26. What was that 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. And I had another one, 32, 33. I have like 35 games total. No. 30. And then what's that? 8, 16. That's what, like 40, like 47, 48, almost 50 games, like physical games on Nintendo Switch itself. And then I still got quite a bit of digital as well. I have a lot of games for Nintendo Switch, more than PS4, because I used to have a lot of games on PS4, but Nintendo Switch is definitely like top. Yeah, my PS4 library is done. I sold everything I had on PS4. Minus collector's editions. I still have the Final Fantasy 15 collector's edition because it's cool. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see for the Switch 2. I'm excited. Pokemon Presents is February 27th. So definitely take a look at that. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Excited to see what they'll show off there because it's been a
9
while
p.m.
since we had some
Eastern.
type of.
Oh shoot, that's
Oh,
during
I'm
Greek
sorry,
stream.
9 a.m. Eastern. Sorry, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. Excited to see what they show off there because, like I said, there hasn't been a new Pokemon game in 2 years. 2 years ago we had the Scarlet and Violet DLC, so actually a little bit more than 2 years. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch and TikTok. We will be back next Sunday, of course, giving our thoughts also on the Pokemon Presents, and hopefully there'll be some other major news out there that we can also talk about as well. Ash, where can I catch you at?
Catch me at stream at my YouTube channel and everything. So, yep.
What about you, Fan?
Catch me at Phaneckswhy on Twitch, YouTube, and Blue Sky and Twitter.
What about you, Brian?
I'm at Red So Deep on Blue Sky. Also, quick note: RIP to Nintendo Gold coins or
Oh
points
yeah,
or
we
whatever.
forgot to talk about that. Man, I use that a lot. I still have 300 gold coins, so I got to use that on something. I don't know what. And on the vouchers too. The vouchers can't be used for Nintendo Switch 2 games. They have the fine print there. If
Oh,
you,
nice.
yeah, so if you get the vouchers, you can only use it on Switch 1 games. And Xenoblade Chronicles X. Get it. Everybody get it.
Oh yeah, I got that pre-ordered already. You kidding me?
Yeah. Nintendo Life has like a comparison video, and I didn't realize how
It looks
big of a
amazing.
yeah, there's a huge difference between the two. I'm surprised.
I'm
How good they
really
look.
I'm really thinking of just waiting for the Switch 2 to come out so I can play both the Xenoblade Chronicles X and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on there for
Well,
for hopes of better performance, if anything.
well, it's from what they've showed, it's a lock 30. So lock 30 on this versus like and it looks better. The only thing that I will say, and it definitely looks like they're using some type of frame gen in X, because when they turn the camera or when they move, you see that ghosting that you always get with frame gen.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so they are definitely using some type of frame gen or something that allows that, or maybe it's just FSR in general, but like they're using something because you can see it. Like my eye has, I don't know, can take notice now to when something like frame gen or something like FSR is being used, because I can see like the imperfections, and I noticed that in the video that I saw, which is funny because Nintendo Life didn't pick that up. Um, but yeah, it still looked good nonetheless. Like they redid. It's not just an uplift in resolution. They redid textures. Like the sky looks more beautiful and looks more alien like than the original. And then like the color palette they're using is a brighter color palette, similar to what they use with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. So definitely worth looking into for sure. And I don't know if it will get a bump in performance because it's a lock 30. So, but that's something we'll see.
I hope so. I hope so. I don't know.
It'll be cool. It'll be cool. And yeah, for me, you can catch me right here at the Random Encounter, where I do live stream 2 days a week. Thursday is our group stream, Friday a solo stream, and then Sunday, of course, every Sunday we have the podcast. And yeah, and I do a video once a week. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Fan. Thank you, Brian. We will catch you guys next time.